I shorted Nvidia stock today for the second day, and let me tell you, it did not go exactly according to plan. I still do have an open short position that I just opened, and I shared it with my LPP team. My first two shorts, boy, when I tell you they were bad, they were bad. So I'm trying to kind of like dig myself out of the red that I've kind of put myself in. The crazy thing about this is that yesterday I made $6,000 shorting Nvidia stock. I shared it on my Instagram. I shared it to my LPP team when I closed out that trade. Then today, I thought I was starting off fresh. I thought I saw some selling pressure, obviously, right at market open. Boy, was I wrong. It found its support. It quickly recovered. NASDAQ market began to recover. We were testing previous resistance, and I was like, oh, okay, this is it. This is the resistance where we're going to get rejected. Opened up short again. A fake out, consolidation, breakout, made new highs, had to cut losses there again, and then it gapped all the way back up. So as of right now, we're testing the moving average. I'm waiting for confirmation before I add more, and then I plan to cover. Obviously, to play it safe, it would be right around that 120 price point. But man, I really do think Nvidia can continue to sell off to lows of 115. We hit it during that pre-market session. Nvidia has not had the hottest streak lately. It's been seeing a lot of selling pressure, and rightfully so, because it became very overbought within a short period of time. Nvidia, from highs to lows, I don't know if you guys knew this, lost about 18% of its value. It was over $500 billion worth of Nvidia was wiped out in just 3 days. I mean, that's very significant. I don't care if you're someone that's like, oh, Nvidia is never going to pull on back. No, every stock, when it becomes overbought, it's not an if it's going to pull on back, it's a when, right? It doesn't mean that you have to short it. So let me make sure that I make that very clear. Just because something is overbought doesn't mean that it has to pull on back right then and there. It just means that it is a matter of time, that the longer it prolongs, the harder it will fall. And we experience this time and time and time again. So I think I got a little bit too excited, a little bit too confident based off of my performance yesterday, where I did pretty well shorting Nvidia. I really do think that I can get myself out of the red right now. I mean, you guys can see it right on here on the right-hand side. I'm down about $6,000, $7,000. It continues to teeter-totter. I really do think that I can end $5,000, $10,000 in the green if Nvidia ends up retracing right back down to the previous lows that we had right around pre-market session. Obviously, my position size is relatively pretty big, but it's just something to take into consideration where, again, if you see that opportunity to present itself where it's on the overbought side, you see that reversal forming, you see that downside selling pressure, and you see based off of recent market sentiment, market's been more bearish the past 2 to 3 days than it has been bullish. But again, Nvidia is an absolute monster of a company, it is extremely bullish all of 2024, and it really doesn't take much to try to influence it, to try to recover, right? So I wanted to share this video because, just like I love sharing my green days with you guys, I want to also show you that my red days, again, red days are part of the process. Your job is not to avoid these red days. It's simply to manage them and mitigate them. Try to keep them as small as possible, but they're definitely not avoidable. They're always going to present itself. So one thing that I definitely could have done better, and I wanted to share this tip with you guys, is I got too confident right at market open. And I know I'm not the only one, and this happens very often, is right at market open, you believe that, as soon as you begin to see maybe some selling pressure, some buying pressure, you take action, you take the trade based off of, 1 to 5 minutes of data. And then you end up regretting it, because if you would have given the stock, 15, 20 minutes, you would have seen that, okay, either things are not clear or direction is much more clear, where I would have never taken that trade solely based off of impulse, based off of FOMO, right? So again, let's make it more, I would say, of a norm to not be afraid to hold back within the first 15, 20, 30 minutes, however long you need for the market to kind of paint its picture for the day, so you have a better understanding of, do I want to go long? Do I want to go short? Do I not want to trade at all? Because I think I would have saved myself at least one solid loss, which would have meant that I would still be in the green based off of this little pullback that we just experienced based off of my short. So would have been an easier hole to dig myself out of, right? It's not that you're going to avoid red days nonstop, but if you are a little bit more selective with the entries that you choose to take, you're a little bit more calculated, and you give the market a little bit more time, you're less likely to make those impulsive decisions. And I know that I'm not the only one that, right at market open, either based off of, a very exciting previous trading day or just however the pre-market trading session is performing, you get very excited, you choose to take a trade, and then you instantly end up regretting it, and it can ruin your entire remainder of the trading day and or the week, depending on if you don't manage risk or manage that position size whatsoever. So I appreciate your time. Just wanted to share again, not just my green days, but wanted to share my red days. And feel free to share anything that you guys want or ask me any questions that you guys want down in the comments section. And again, if you want to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, like I said, you get to see all of my good, all of my bad trades. It's the second link in the description down below if you want to tune on in as soon as the market opens tomorrow. So I appreciate your time. Hope that we're into thumbs up. I'll keep you guys up to date on Instagram, and if you're part of my LPP team, via Discord on how this trade ends up going. And I really do believe that we can make it out in the green if we begin to see just a little bit more selling pressure on Nvidia. I think that's going to be a nice little bull trap, which then can be very beneficial for a lot of the bear traders. So take care, team.